Right, so first round, turret onto mid box here. Kind of denies any sort of mid push here, but it doesn't really matter because Victor's just walked right straight up to the garage, popped the flash and taken out Sick. Let's see how they react here. So obviously they smoked here and smoked here, so they really wanted to sell this kind of like C split. But because it's gone quiet, this is a really good lurk. Leaving FNS in this lurk position just means he's going to get one extra frag later on, you know. 10's in this angle. Do they check it? Oh, they do check it. But it goes 1 for 1, which is okay. Shazam really needs a big round now. You can see he's shock darted them as they're coming up. Shock darted again. Recon to kind of ping them. So he's got some time and space in front of sight. But look, here comes the big lurk I was on about. And there it is. That kill will open up this site massively. And hopefully everyone else will be able to capitalize. But it's a shame that you only got one. I think the teammate should have been slightly a bit more ready for his lurk. I think what happened was it was one. Oh my goodness, they're gonna lose. I think what happened was he's like, playtime. I'm on flank. So everyone kind of like chilled and tried not to die, but because they were like chilling too far back, they weren't able to capitalize on the kill that he was about to get. He was a bit trigger happy with that kill, and maybe he could have shown some trigger discipline, but hard to say really. It's unlucky. Zoms. I'm not really sure how Sentinels won that round, honestly. Moogled with the 43 months. Thank you. Oh, holy moly. What agent should I main if my playstyle is quite oh man, just a frenzy, man. Look at it. Oh my goodness.
That's how we start things off.
There we go, right back into
That's funny.
I thought for a second it was a jumping classic.
Probably like Astra. Astra's a good one for slow and tactical. I just played Sova in my ranked games and I win quite a lot with it. If you have the recons, it really helps your teammates at all ranks, you know. Recons come in. They recon here, so it clears everything around here, up to here, but it doesn't clear 10. So they don't actually know 10s is there. But what they've done is just kind of made some A presence. And then they were gonna go into a B here, it looks like. So I guess they wanted to take A main from the Sentinels lot. And then they kind of just wanted to go back to B. Because the taking A main would drag maybe a rotation. Then they wanted to like pop flash onto B. And they're really aggressive with the fights here. Oh man, they know Sentinels' Haven weakness as well, which is C splits through here. I was doing it in Iceland against them and it was just kind of owning them. Because Sentinels B hold is a bit like up in the air sometimes. So if you get that first entry kill, which they did, they just kind of capitalized and isolated these ones. Because Sentinels really like taking A main control at the start. So that was quite good by MV. And they've actually managed to win this round. Was it a full eco? We like those ones. Yeah, maybe after my career I'd go into coaching or analyst desk or who knows where I'll be. I might be a pop star. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I don't know where my life will be in the next 1 year, let alone further into my career. I want to stay pro for at least a few years, so I'm doing whatever I can to do that. I've done my aim training today already. Alright, so they won that round. Looks like they're just going into a C hit. So maybe a drone up. And oh no. So actually what they're doing is Crashies is making some presence somewhere. Okay, so he recon mid to stop the mid push. They're just going to grab the orb, post up. And luckily, Sentinels have kind of gifted them the frag. So they wanted to get Victor his ulti, I think. I don't know if he had it beforehand, but I imagine they just wanted to grab the orb because they know Sentinels are on eco. So like when enemy teams are on eco, getting this orb is quite a good idea, you know. You thanks for the sub for 6 months. Thank you.
Considering rotating towards A. They're all freeze for a moment here. Again, actually,
so right now they were leaving FNS in a lurk spot, but because he's kind of got pushed and killed, they just decided to collapse on the A. I think what could have happened was potentially like an A fake, and then he just walks up, gets the site, and then they just run back. Maybe. FNS really likes the lurk. When we prepped him, he was always kind of doing these little lurks as well. So that's kind of cool. 2 smokes out. Obviously, these 2 smokes they're gonna do means that they kind of have nothing to worry about as they're running up the site. Only the site angles. So it like just closes it off. Very simple. And then post plant, 1 under window, 1 on long, 1 here. But I don't think they're that scared of the Sentinels as retake, because Sentinels don't really have anything. So I'm going to skip this round. There we go. Alright, so first buy round. They have a Sky ulti, so I expect, since they went for the orb, they're going to be using her ulti this round. Looks like Jets wants to go for a fast play here. Instant smoke here. They break the recon. I think Sky Flash. Yeah, Sky Flashed the long. Sky flashes the long again. So they really want to force Sentinels off of these angles right now. Especially they want to get this control here. So Shazam's already droned. So Shazam has 0 info for at least 30 seconds. So it depends if F and Envy want to do anything with this kind of read. Because Shazam's not got his recon or a drone. And in order to get this back, they'll have to re-aggress. And it looks like Envy are going for the C-split fake. With a smoke here, nano in the window, and then a drone up the garage. That clears out all of garage. So now Sentinels are like a bit... Obviously, you can see Dapper now having to go in and out of his camera because he's a bit scared of the threat of someone coming in the window. But then they've made presence here. They go back to A with the Sky ulti. 10's actually getting owned there. That was kind of unfortunate. They slow it down. 35 seconds left on the clock. They know that they made it quite obvious with their execute. Ye actually finds another kill on Shazam. So, and look, they just run back to C now. I think this is like a kind of a good kind of form to play against Sentinels, because the way that Sentinels play is heavy stacked sites, you know. Sentinels are willing to just run onto the site, stack, stack, stack. So Envy being able to do like this all the time, like going back and forth, just means that you'll probably find that Sentinels are going to be chilling around here. They're like, oh, they've gone C. But this round's kind of over. They got really kind of fortunate with their kills onto A. And if you get a kill onto A, it will drag more rotations. So then going back to C kind of means the site's open. Let me have a look. So you want me to move my camera? Where would you like my camera? I'll put my camera where Boaster from the future goes. Maybe up here? Because we prefer the minimap, don't we? How does that look? I can put myself here. There we go. Look at that, professional streamer. No worries. What do you reckon, Aim Labs or Kovacs? I use Kovacs right now, but it's really up to you. They're both fine, as long as you're doing whatever suits you. Yeah, so that kill on the 10s was big. And then look, they all start running back. Shazam, I think Shazam, they knew Shazam was there because he did the recon. Maybe. So he was just posted up while everyone else went back, and he just got the kill on Tim. Alright, 3-1 now. I'm just saying Sentinels have done the same thing over and over again. I think I'm seeing a similarity between G2 back when they first played the game, you know, like kind of doing the same stuff, and it was working because they had good protocols. But I think you can't solely rely on these protocols sometimes. I mean, they lost one tournament out of like how many? So it's really too soon to say like what's going on with Sentinels. I don't think anything's going on with them. I just think the competition's got better. People want to win more than them right now, and obviously they've secured champions and whatnot. So, I mean, we'll see. Like Champions is the big tournament where I'll be judging whether like Sentinels have or haven't fallen off. But for now, I'm not too bothered about this loss. So recon into A main. Get A main control. And like I said, Sentinel's going for that heavy 3-man A control. Once they've got this kind of setup going, this like crossfire. Playing off of Tenz's contact. A flash. Shazam leaves because there's no point in him really being there unless they wanted to do like a triple bait. Shazam actually drones through middle to get info around there, and they're playing full retake on C. So you can see here mid-round, Envy have now droned A long. They've managed to spot 10s and Sick, forcing them back off the site. And you can see here how like, well, I was going to say how Sentinels were stacking onto the A site, but looks like Sentinels have the read this round, but it might just be too late because these peeps are coming in. This smoke maybe have given it away, but we'll see. The dog comes in, Jet Dash comes in. Yeah, Sentinels weren't ready for it, you know. They're playing retake C anyway. Oh my goodness, that was a questionable ult. Zoms does get a kill though, and he did get a one tag off, but To ulti on a round where you only have sheriffs is risque. But you see here Envy really wanting to kind of fight this CT spawn with the better guns. And they just trying to int. Oh, they had the Astra ulti too. What's happened here? So FNS not needing to do this. They're against sheriffs. You win the afterplant, boys. Ye's on the site. Break the camera, boys. They break the camera. Smoking CT. Nice kill into garage. But they don't have a smoke for garage. It becomes a bit of fiesta. Look how low they are. And the lineup too. Not sure what happened there. I think they just overcomplicated it on an eco. I mean, I can't talk. I do it all the time. Hey, into my love. What are my chances of qualifying? I'm going to tell you this once and only once. The chances that we get to qualify are if Gambit beat G2 and then Gambit win the whole tournament. Okay, that's the only chance we have to qualify. Other than that, we played the last chance qualifier. Okay, there we go. Alright, so once again, three A main control. Recon on short. 6 hidden from it though. He does a little pop flash off timing to try and find a kill. Obviously doesn't manage to find a kill. And they end up leaving Shazam droning out A here. So the reason why Shazam's droned out A is to get, as you can see, to get Tens the info of where they are. And it means, look, you'll see Tens slowly creep up. And he'll start facing off of that drone. And actually he's still hiding. So oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Victor. What are you doing, son? Anyway, meanwhile that they've kind of pressured A little bit, Envy were also pressuring the C split afterwards. So essentially what they're kind of doing right now is they're all over the place, but not in a bad way. What they're saying is, hey, we're taking A main control, rotate. So then Sentinels obviously play 3 here, which means there's 1 here and 1 here, okay? Or well, like around this area. They could be like 2-0 here. But then essentially what Envy then do is once they've secured 1 person in this spot, aka Crashies, what they then do is they pressure into garage, which then pushes the any sort of control. So there might be a trip here, there isn't in this case, but what it does, it means it threatens that Envy have this much control probably. There we go, here's my drawing. So Envy have this much control, which is a lot of control in this map, long control and garage control. That's what Sentinels think they have. So then Sentinels would be like, oh, we have to rotate 1 over, I guess. And then meanwhile, Crashies could maybe find timing, or they can execute onto the B side. But I think the B side exec is a bit risky because the way the rotations are. If you do all this, you don't really want to hit the middle of the map now. You want to hit one of the extremities. But we'll see, and we'll go from there. Unfortunately, they lost a man. They also Killjoy ultied somewhere. And it looks like they're going B, but Crashies are going to try and find a lurk timing. So maybe what you'll see is a B hit and then a walk back to A. But then I think on the B hit, you might see 10 start pushing up. Yeah, look, there he goes. So 10 starts pushing up to hold the flank. They get the kill, but Crashies gets the sight. Now, is it going to be... It's up to this battle now. Who wins this? Wins a round. So 10s wins that. Got the bomb down. Probably know that one's pushed through long. I think they should be somewhat aware of this, but it looks like he's not. Oh my goodness. How did Crashy... That was funny. The power of Jets, man. They updraft, smoke. Write this down, write this down. Amen, Dexter. I mean, Crashy's played it massive here. I think... With the way that Envy have been playing the first 6 rounds, I think there should be some sort of read that, hey, we don't have long control. What are the chances of them being long? Like 30%, 40%, 50%? So the fact that Tens has managed to push up here, but then for some reason the Asher wants to come back to A. Why would the Asher want to come back to A on his own? It's because someone's pushed up onto the site. So then Tens should have been a bit more aware of Karashi's, I think. Or the comms might have been a bit too flustered, not sure. But thank you for the sub. Alright, next round. Big round from Crashies. Love to see it. So the dog up C long here. A recon. Why did he do the recon all the way over there? So I think it's like a C rush round. But I do wonder what's the point on this. Because it's not like the recon's crazy. I think it lands like right on the edge of the doorway. So essentially it'll probably clear all of sight except close here and behind this box. Oh, and then crashes. Oh, that might be why. So the reason why he's done it is because he wants to come to here, so then he can ulti, and the ulti lines are a lot more like there's lineups, you know, look, they line up here. So that might be why he wanted to do the recon from there, because the lines from here aren't as nice, you know. They'll be like this, well actually like that. Whereas the lines from here are nice. You clear garage and a bit of like the C link, I think. I think he's ulting, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, Ye dashes front sight into his smoke, like Jets normally do. Sky flash back sight to clear it. The recon obviously wasn't broken, so they know that C sight's fully empty. Sentinels playing the retake here. They've got 3 guns. They have Phoenix ult, Jet knives, and Cypher ult isn't that important. Looks like they're going up to C-split with the garage. Nice little flash there by Invicta. Spraying into the smoke as well. Super strong. Especially if it phantoms. Spraying into this smoke is super strong. Nice drag and stun there by the Astra. Meaning that Tens could get out backside and start causing a nuisance. And as you can see here, the crunch comes in from... That was nice. So you saw the pieces of utility there. You had a drag on site to kind of like drag the guy playing behind the default box. You had a stun backside, meaning that if someone was backside, they couldn't really punish Tens dashing into here. Tens probably dashes in and clears the right as well, whilst also clearing the left. And then he kind of just updrafts. That's a big kill. The last knife actually got it as well. So he just gets mad resets after resets. Oh, that was a nice shot. I'll give him that. That was crisp. Big round from Tens. Big round. So you kind of saw the whole retake there. It was a very structured set retake execute. Could Envy have done better? Maybe. I didn't watch it. I mean, I'd have to watch it back again and tell them how they could have done better. So Sick here, instead of flashing left, what he does is flash right so he can peek with his flash, okay? Because if he flashes around here, he has to wait for the flash to pop, and people probably can dodge it a lot easier. Whereas if he flashes this way, he can peek with it, okay? Really simple kind of thing. If you're a Phoenix player but don't know that, there's an idea to start thinking about. So like if I'm here, maybe instead of flashing the right, even though the right is slightly better because just in case they're in this angle, but if I know that they're only at long, what I could do is find a flash where if I flash it around to the left here, I could swing with it. But I think this one's a slight different one because flashing around here is not too bad, to be fair. And the angles here are too tight to get all the corridor, I think. So it's all about the angles, you know. D-Bag D, thanks for the sub, and thank you anyone else for subbing. Sorry if I've missed your subs, but thank you. I'll read it out shortly. So once again, a little bit of pressure towards A, getting spotted by the recon, break the recon, make presence is kind of what I was doing against Sentinels as well, if you remember. And then they just group up. Looks like a C split, so looks like maybe a Skydog into garage, drone up C, and we'll see what's going on. But the way that Envy like to play, they like to kind of see what's going on. So I can tell you right now, there's no dog into garage. So what's happening is the C long people are taking the contact, meaning that this garage guy might rotate round to here. So then the garage people just walk on in, the recon comes in, pop flash out, and it's a little burst execute, and it's caught these guys with their pants down. If we pause it here, we can see the utility that's been used because like they've obviously got garage, they don't need to smoke this, which means Astra has extra utility. So you can see a big Astra smoke suck here, meaning that no one can hold this angle as they're coming out, so they'd have to hold here. But the sky pop flashed out here, so anyone here would be blind and probably punished by Victor. You had the recon up here from Crashies pinging anyone onto the site, and bada bing bada boom. Tens is sitting in the smoke because he's blind, and Zoms is getting dragged and blind. Victor gets a nice close angle with the frenzy. Unfortunately, doesn't get the kill, but because by then they're already pushed up to here, they've swarmed the site, and that's the worst feeling you can have. You'll see Shazam do this shock dart a lot. I think Shazam needs to find some shock darts. That would be my only note to him, because he's done that shock dart twice. This ulti was kind of risque, but it almost works out. Now, so I saw this last round. I thought the ulti was a bit optimistic, honestly. but they almost won the round because of it as well. So it's really difficult to know when the best time to Sova ulti is. Could Shazam have played that clutch a bit better? Maybe, but because of the Astral Wall was up, he couldn't hear like the time of the bomb, so he was probably panicking a bit. It was a stressful round. He's ulti, Dapper's ran out. They know where he is. He's green box. He doesn't want the player to reposition, but it's almost impossible for him to swing out, you know. Alright, next round. Alright, so drone up. So the drone, what the drone does here, they're actually pushing with it as well with the Sky. I wonder why they didn't get Sky the orb. Could have got the ulti. So they get mollied instantly, and also, oh, that's interesting. I just want to go back really quick. So as you can see here, molly here from Sick on the rotation means that they obviously can't push. A smoke by Zoms. The drone goes out to try and get a ping, but you can see this Killjoy Nano. Killjoy's actually missed the Nano, but the Killjoy Nano is meant to clear all of this as well. This is interesting because I did this Nano, so I wonder if they stole it from me. I did this versus Sentinels loads. It'd be cool if they did, but I don't know if they did. I invented it, I'm going to say. I'm going to be that egotistical to say I invented that Nano. But they did miss it, so maybe I didn't invent that one. So they actually really want to force this issue, and I think this is kind of bad from Envy here. But FNS does get 3 kills. So what happened there? Let's quickly watch it back. So they've been delayed, so to keep brute forcing onto the site now would be kind of crazy. However, the reason why they do is because they do have 2 Sky Flashes and a Sova Recon after this drone. The drone pings, so like they've baited utility here, which is fine. They're all spamming for Sick, so Sick can't spray them through the smoke. Sky pop flashes out, but doesn't manage to pop flash anyone with it because the Nano missed. But then FNS manages to kind of punish, get the refrag onto 10s, and then someone gets caught front of sight playing around the Astra smoke, and then it's over. Shazam actually walks out here. This Killjoy ult is super good. Obviously Breaches can counter it now because Breach is broken with his Kaboom, but what the Killjoy ult means, it just buys you space, you know. They have to reset, they have to come and leave the area, you know. So they're either pushing like Shazam did and kind of force a play, or they do it like Dapper. It like separates the defenders, you know. They definitely stole it. Yeah, they damn right they did. I'll be making sure I copyright strike them for that. So I think what happened here, I actually was thinking about this last night. Their suck is bad. Look, if Dapper was like super aware, their suck is on the bomb. So he could have fully stuck the bomb. I was thinking about this. When he was here, I was like, that suck is bad. He has a cage. If he cages, he can just stay on the bomb the whole time. Watch. But instead, look. He taps it, obviously. But I think he needed to get half with his cage, because there's no way he's going to get half now. He could have potentially stuck it. I'm not sure how long his cage lasts, though. I don't think it lasts 8 seconds. But it was an interesting thought I had. I was like, I wonder. And if he got half here, he might have been able to pressure him even harder. I'm not sure, though, obviously. It's difficult to know. He almost actually... Well, he wouldn't have won it. He wouldn't have time to defuse the bomb, but... it was an interesting thought. So you can see here... Oh. Right, here we go.
Just one more. You can see here, just Sheriffs.
Alright, so 6-3.
Again, no blade storm to rely on.
So once again, Jet Smoke here, followed by Sky Flash. They're kind of making presence towards A. The drone as well to clear 10s off the short angle. Like this feels like a really insecure A control, which means there's probably going to be some pressure, heavy pressure towards here. And as you can see, they haven't broken the camera, but it doesn't matter, because before you know it, they're already trying to split up to C. Ye pushing out with this is really good on an eco round. I think it's fine to use the cabbages here. And because all the cabbages kind of ran here, Ye is now here, and Envy's in a really good spot. They've actually gone back to A. Ye might be able to catch a few rotations coming this way now. And then FNS is on the big rate. So FNS is the lurker, and they're like, oh, wait, it could be a C. Then look, they're just picking them off. Because, you know, Sentinels, it's an eco round, so teams on eco rounds are most likely to kind of like run this way or run that way, depending on where they think the enemy's going to be. And then I saw this round, I was like, oh, this is quite nice by MV. They just abused the fact that they have a lot of control. I wonder if they heard the camera on A long. I wonder. Because if they heard it but then decided to leave the camera, that's quite smart.
But again, they lose this one. It's 8-3, and I think actually
Hope everyone's having a nice time.
make an awkward decision on the next. Yes, they'll probably be.
I don't know if Twitch subscriptions are 20% off, but if they are, you know what to do. Nah, joking. But Prime, Amazon Prime, I'll take that because that's free. But you don't need to pay money for this stream. This is free. What you can do though is subscribe to my YouTube channel because all this will be uploaded and there's other guides on there too. So feel free to go check that out. Alright, so once again, Jet Smoke, Sky Flash, that combo with the recon as well. This time Jet's actually pushing hard here, wanting to punish with the recon and the Sky Flash. The camera is above him, so I don't know. Dapper's probably going to check it now. Okay, he hasn't checked it yet, maybe because of the trips. And oh no, he's checked it now. So the camera's dead, which means they lose all control of here. So you're probably going to see Shazam droning soon because he'll want the info about what's going on A. I think the longer Shazam holds the drone, the better, because Tens has full mid control right now, so they don't need to worry about mid. Sick is close garage as well. So obviously the molly comes out. Is Shazam going to drone now? Yeah, so the molly comes out. So what's happened here? Envy have pressured here. So Shazam wants to know what's going on over towards A. So he's droning around A. Before he rotates and leaves the cypher, he wants to see if anyone's there. And he hasn't seen anyone because Crashy's hid in, I think. So what's happened here is he's started to rotate off. But because... And now look, because FNS has all this control too, so he has to rotate off and they have to leave A for retake. Dapper's sitting on his camera double trips. FNS is in a prime lurk position. So what's going to happen here? They're going to pressure the C, and then FNS is going to look for a little pick once 6 starts rotating in. So look, 6 starts rotating in. FNS now, with all the noise that's going on, is looking for that kill, finds that kill. Meanwhile, the rotations are now cut off and scared about FNS. So that means that Ye and Victor and Marv can punish the site, isolate the site players with all the utility, and absolutely capitalize. That is textbook, baby. Textbook attack side. Get control, abuse the control that you have, and go from there.
And again, he's the one to kind of find
FNS is licking his lips like, I'm going to get me a free kill. Yo, right to Ace, thanks for the sub. Ryan Central, thanks for the 2 months as well. If Gambit wins, if Gambit wins this whole event, we go to Masters, Champions even. If not, we play the LCQ. Alright, here we go, next round. Look, he's so chill. He's just like, this easy, man. Little does he know that this game goes overtime somehow. I watched this whole Chi half because I was interested in Envy's comp. So, this time, Ye just kind of goes for a crazy kill. And then on contact, Sky's job was to flash out the window and kind of punish. Just in case Ye died or saw 2, Sky would have flashed out and punished on them. Now Ye is posted up here. So, all rotations from the A site or to the B site have to go this way. If they go this way, they have to be scared about this constantly. So Ye's in the prime position to punish. Obviously, Sentinels reacting to the kill. And Envy do this really well. And 100 Thieves do this really well as well. Is what happens is when you get a man advantage, the defenders are quite likely to kind of want to push and kind of get that frag back. You know, they want to make it 4v4. They want to get that. They go for riskier plays because they want to even it out. Because 4v5 on the defense side Haven is kind of rough. So Envy, they sit tight, they chill, they break Shazam's drone, they get the kill on long. After that, they capitalize, go up on C because of that kill, you know? Nice little play by Envy, really abusing Sentinels' kind of like plays here. And yeah, just feeling it. And that is a 9-3 half. That's pretty decent.
I am taken aback. FNS leading by example in my mind.
So I think Envy playing this Haven map very well. I think they've got it down on lock on attack side. Really good at abusing the map. Maybe they're playing towards Sentinels' weakness. Because Sentinels never had a trip here or here. So maybe they were scared of this crushy shock dart here or here, you know. But I felt like the trips were very passive, very backside trips, double trips, you know. Not so much on the control. So because they didn't have that control, Envy were able to just punish it.
Envy is sporting over Sentinels here in the first half of Haven, and with these two teams, Envy.
Yes.
Good read.
Okay, here we go.
Components here, Hypog.
Next half. Excited to watch the match later. I am indeed. Let me turn down my fan because I think I'm getting a cold. The fan's breezing to me, you know. Any reason why NA teams are so good at Haven? No NA team has lost Haven in. Is it their playstyle? I think Haven is a very CS. It feels like a CS map. There's actually places where you can take control and somewhat comfortably leave someone in positions, you know, where like them sitting in that control means that you can go do something else, and then you get that control like Envy were doing, and then they can decide whether to like go here, here, or here and work the map. It's a very like CS style feel to it. The B bomb site is a B bomb site, but it feels like a middle, you know. So it's like I think it's that. There's a lot of timings and a way to abuse enemy rotations and the defenders, and CS:GO was pretty much a lot of that. Was the concept of CS:GO was about like getting control, doing something else. Maybe you find timing, maybe not. If not, you group an exec, or you group and fake, and that was kind of what Envy were doing this whole round. Hope that explains it. And since NA is pretty much a lot of CS players, you can kind of see. You can see the effect that FNS has on this map, you know, and the way he's calling.
The real test here is again FNS has his finger firmly on.
And you'll see likewise with Sentinels now. So Sentinels on the attack. Envy, Recon here. So what Crushies has to be scared about is potentially someone being here now. So I'm not sure what the situation is, but he's still spotting this cross. He's actually walking down closer. So even if someone's there, he might be able to find people, like if that person up short runs up on A, he might be like, hey, they're coming back to A, they come back to A. So they might not expect him being on this close long angle, you know? Because there could be someone here, but it looks like Envy are happy to play retake on A this round. Tens now prodding towards middle. Another cage here to threaten the cross, but yeah, Envy are really not biting, so they're happy to play retake and Crushies to like maybe get 1 or 2 kills outplay, you know. Victor's close garage. Six got a little flash, but it looks like they're gonna walk right into him. Little right click. Interesting play here. The recon comes onto the site. The smoke here and the smoke here. I think that was a interesting pistol from Sentinels, because what they were essentially doing was trying to pressure here, but because they never actually pressured here, they didn't actually have an idea what was going on A. And if they had an idea of what was going on in A with Crushies here, they might have been able to read that this was a heavy stack, you know. But because they didn't really do a default to check everything, they got punished, and they thought they could walk into garage because they thought the pressure they made on A was enough to rotate the garage player. So I think that was what's going on in their head. Is Fnatic still practicing? Yeah, we're practicing every day. Well, 6 days a week. We're preparing for this LCQ. We played tournaments. Yes, we lost to teams and whatnot, but we were mainly practicing some new kind of style that we're going for. It's kind of like Sentinels, but with a twist of Fnatic, I guess. Sorry, I got a bit of a runny nose, so I keep touching my nose. So Crushy's making sure that he's got this angle on lock, so no one's rotating in until he obviously gets contact. He's got contact now, and oh my god, he's just re-aggressing. Oh, he's jump spotting, and look, you can see the rotations come in now because they know they're towards A. Are they going to play retake? Doesn't look like it. They have a star here ready to support Crushies. Could it be a smoke? Could it be a suck? We don't know. The dog comes in to kind of get info on the short. And then they see 2 on short, but they see them kind of running away, so I wonder how they're going to react to this. Astra's jump spotting, so Marv has enough utility with this drag to delay them for 5 seconds for FNS to come in. The recon short comes in, means the rotates are coming in. The util now means that this, and look, the smoke and the suck stops rotations. He's playing around this angle and actually gets banged out. So does MV FNS, so that's kind of rough. Big eco. That's a big kill from Victor though. And we'll see what happens here. So Crashies walking out, perfect timing. Oh, but they accidentally double swung him. This is a big flank, but they'll expect it now because obviously there's more time being. There we go. Oh, he did get dinged. Does Sick win this? If he gets this kill, I'm believing, but he doesn't. So nice little play there. Beautiful flank from Ye, punishing anyone. Like, I think the flank is super strong right now on C. I think you'll get a kill quite a lot, especially in like a 2v2 and whatnot. In my ranked games, I was doing it. I was flanking every round yesterday, just to see like how it felt. And I think I punished them quite a lot. Hey, congratulations getting Immortal play on APAC, bro, from the Philippines. Do you think Envy are quite predictable? Sentinels are quite predictable? No, not really. Because the way that you take control on this map means that you, as a defender, you have a certain amount of time to react. And by then, Sentinels could be somewhere else getting ready to run up C, for instance, you know? So, like, it's quite hard to predict them. But there are some obvious, like, telltale signs, you know? There are some tells in this game that tell you, like, what's going on. Fast A control here by Sentinels here with the cage and the flash out. The recon obviously by Crashies doesn't ping anyone because they're already in the cage by then. But really big punish by Ye. Obviously Sentinels not having any mid control with the Cypher camera or anything. So Ye had a timing and window, but unfortunately got shut down. Crashies with the short push here as a kind of reaction to what's going on. Gets the kill and falls back. So now it's really up to MV and FNS and Marv to go for the info play because Crashies has already left the site. And as you can see here, really nice play by FNS here to push down. Crashies going to heaven because he's only got a recon. But if he gets smoked off, he might be able to get a recon kill. But this flank is huge. This double flank is really big by FNS. He might be able to punish Shazam here. But really big awareness for Shazam to do a turn there. That was a really big. That kill could have meant that MV win 13-3, you know. Marv getting that flank off. Crashies used his recon but didn't manage to get any punish out of it. Marv walking up on the short here. Crashies has to be careful of them pushing up on him, so he's waiting for Marv to kind of get info. But that's a big kill by Zombs. Big kills. So overall, Sentinels just getting those big frags, you know, those crucial kills, opening up the round, opening up the map, and that's what we like to see. Wait, Shroud is here?
Equipped way better than the previous, and
someone just added Shroud.
Actually, no, there was the reinvestment. I didn't even spot that coming through in the previous, so they will actually ride this through again.
Man, I must be a big streamer nowadays if Shroud's popping by. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? You must have heard how big my nuts are. No, I'm joking. Okay, let me turn off this fan because I don't know, my voice is dying. I think I got a little cold. Yo, what's up, Stray Shoche? Thanks for the sub. Is single duelist a meta nowadays? Single duelist. Yeah, I mean, I think it works. Jet, especially, like Jet, and then just like having people to initiate for the Jet is easy life, you know. He isn't here. Everyone's now at him. Lol, I've tricked everyone. Oh, Ninja's here as well. Everyone, look. Oh, and Drake. Yo, is that Lil Nas in the chat? Alright, so. Oh, it's the eco round, so it's not that important this round. MV are just. You can see here, Sentinels recon short to kind of clear out this push. They're not really doing anything. They're holding for the pushes. Marv actually does punish the push though, which is kind of huge. So we'll see what happens here. FNS actually playing closer. And Marv's coming back because FNS are like, yo, bait for me. Ah, shit. Bit too late now. Camera comes in. Peekaboo. Drone comes in. They're going to follow the drone now up. The drone will clear out all the angles. And then the round's over.
One away, so
Do you remember when Drake played with Ninja? That was kind of funny, wasn't it? All right. What's the most important thing for Japan to become stronger? Well, we'll have to see when I do their VOD review, shall we? All right, so Sentinels, instant drone up C long. And instant ulti into C garage. The cage here as well. So let me just rewind this round because there's a lot going on in this short space of time. So what you'll see, instant cage breaks recon. Okay, that's the first thing. Actually, they don't even break the recon. So I don't even think they've put up the cage either. But what's happened is the drone has gone up and an ulti's gone C split. So they're telling Envy, yo, we're coming in with our usual C split ulti play. Which is why Sentinels are so hard to... Oh, he didn't check that angle. That's bad. That's bad by Sick, in my opinion, to not clear that shit. Should always just clear it, you know. But anyway, what's happened here? They're a bit slow on this A hit, but I think they just make it. They just make it. So what they were saying was, Sentinels love doing C hits with 6 ulti, you know. So instantly Sentinels are like, well, they're expecting us to do this Phoenix ulti up C. So what we're gonna do is the exact opposite. We're gonna fake it. FNS going for this flank kill. Once again, the flank killers are getting these big kills, The retake comes in now. Oh, a Killjoy ulti too. So the Killjoy ulti is gonna force everyone into this angle. Do they have any utility to punish it though? No, they got 1 star. So I can see, okay, the star's coming in. It's a drag as well. So they're all double damaged. Wait, Envy did this so bad. Look at the time. 1 minute 42. This is a big note for Envy if they want to beat 100 Thieves. 1 minute 42. Not one of them has pushed into the site yet. Bitch, you should be going in at like 3 seconds. You know? I know you don't have any good utility to go in, but if you don't have a flash and you're scared about one person like tanking the ulti, all you do is go, yeah, he goes, yo, I got a dash, let me smoke dash in, clears this side, you know, or dashes here even, clears it, and then it allows everyone else to start funneling out, because right now, they're in no position to punish 3 long players sitting in this corner. Man, if they played against us when we used to play Breach way back in the day, we had Killjoy come here, and then I used to Breach Kaboom this. So imagine like 3 people just getting Breach Kaboom. This would have been beautiful. And also, they've all received double damage. All of them have got double damage. And look, they're just waiting for their double damage to go. That's a quick kill. It's like they're playing against Tai Lu. Oh my goodness, they actually win this. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
And that,
the clock being the
damn.
one to decide that. And by the skin of their
That's
team,
rough.
Sentinels close that round out.
They were just too slow on the retake. It's because FNS like got the flank off, and then he had to run all the way back. The bomb's planted right now, so he has to run all the way back. His ulti takes 8 seconds, and then they have to clear the site. They have to get on it. That kill is huge. I think 2, 3. Oh no, yeah. I mean that kill was huge, but like
That's absolutely insane.
that's rough.
This is so close here. That's absolutely insane.
Alright, so recon on short this round stops any pushes coming up here. Dapper, I don't know if he cages up. I don't know what the graphic looks like if he does cage up, but he has got his camera on short. Okay, he's caged up now because it's gone. Okay, so that means that like they're threatening this. So then obviously Envy are now droning back A long to kind of clear that out. Get Sky. Sky will break the camera, or actually no, on second thought he's trying to time the camera. So he's managed to time the camera now. So Dapper has no clue that anyone is on this side.
That's instantly
Ye's actually pushed down middle now, which I actually find a bit risky. Even though he actually, to be fair, it's an eco round and he does have knives. So I would see like a Jet doing this. Like because of this A control that they have right now, it means that the enemies are anywhere. When this case, the enemies could be anywhere around here. And I guess here. You know? They could have garage control. They could have walked in. But the likelihood of it is slightly low. So I guess like he's going for this kill trying to find someone in grass. So, like, he actually almost gets it, you know? He sees the gun barrel, keeps pushing, gets a nice angle. The drone comes out, though.
That's instantly
He wasted
a little bit of a
his knives on a drone, though. I don't think that's very smart. You're better off just taking it there. If he gets a one-tap, though, I'll forgive him. Okay, he's back. Never mind. We back, baby. So, Dapper... Sentinel's actually opting to run into a Jet knives, which is huge big dick. But the reason why that is because they don't have any A control. And they're kind of set up to go for this, like, B/C. They're just... I don't know what they're doing on this round. They're kind of just working it together. But I don't know what their end goal was. You know, like, they have no A control here. Dapper gets punished. Sick does get... Shazam does get that kill. But, like, it becomes a bit chaotic now. The dog comes out of the window. They're kind of trying to punish this guy, because this guy is stopping them from getting onto the bomb site. If they kill this guy, then the round's free, you know? They win the round, pretty much, because Tens has the whole of B, and the only person that can stop the planter is that one. If they do want to plant front site, Marv now playing here, holding kind of all the pushes. So Marv can see now this push and this push, meaning that Shazam can plant here without being punished by oh, that's not Marv, Zoms even. Zoms, yeah. So yeah, he punished that, so Shazam can plant there, and then obviously they have an idea of where the last guy is. Anyway, next round.
They are known as well, though.
Never doubt El Diablo. El Diablo only needs one night. You know, it's funny when we played against Envy. Ye wasn't having the best of times, so we wrote El Chapo. Well, someone did, and my team wrote El Chapo. Next round, he gets 4 kills. I was like, what have you done? Why have you enraged him, boys? Why'd you say that to him? Goes and gets 4 kills the next round. I'm thinking, great. Prack's over. We're going to get owned now. Anyway. Okay, so you'll see the A control here from Sentinels. Obviously, the cage here. Phoenix flash. And because someone might have been like walking up here or posted up, the Phoenix obviously blinds them, but they want to drag them as well so they can't get away, and they want to see if they can punish them by coming through the cage. So this is like a heavy A control. The camera on short means that like he can check it and see if they're pushing. Crashies, I can't, who's ulting? Crashies is ulting. Ye trying to go for some aggression, but obviously the Jet smokes them off and shuts them off, and they're really hard pressuring the A long. Meanwhile, Shazam is now droning out middle to kind of clear all of these potential pushes, meaning that like they know where the AWP is roughly, because they know that Ye is over towards A anyway, and because they know that kind of Ye's towards there, they know a Sova's there, and maybe a Sky. They've just decided to go straight into a C hit here. Really nice reaction. No time messing about, you know. They're not like, you know what, let's try and get onto the A side. They're like, fuck it, let's go C long. They're playing retake, boys. I guess they might be playing retake because Marv has Astra ulti, and Astra's ulti is pretty good on front side of C. So we'll see if Envy managed to kind of whip that out of the bag. Don't provoke El Diablo. No, I know, right? So Dapper doing a better timing than FNS, but FNS did the timing when it was on the eco round. But this is just kind of generic. If you are this player and you're wanting to lurk, you just need to wait, you know, like... The bomb's planted, so I actually don't think Dapper should be going right now. I think he should just be staying put until like more noise is being done, because there's currently no noise happening around here, you know. So I think what's happened is Shazam has ultied, and then Dapper wants, while all the chaos is happening, Dapper wants to push into garage and find a kill. He does actually manage to get a kill, but he does get traded. I do wonder what would happen if he just like stayed put, you know. Big trade by Marv. You'll see his ulti coming out maybe now. We'll see. And I think you'll see the reaction from Sentinels here. They normally like to go play from here, but they realize that Marv has ulti. So now look, they all start shifting over towards the site. Granted, I don't think their positions are that good. I think this position is actually quite good. This position is good. This position is good. I think Shazam needs to find a place to go. He has... Oh no, that's Crushies. I don't know when his recon is, though. That's the main thing. Shazam needs a spot. This is actually not too bad, him fating this. But look, He's playing on his own. He dies. Can't get traded.
In the open here, but Victor finds it.
Yeah, great peek on that
Not
too,
the
Victor.
best
So
positions for
hard to find
Shazam there. I think he was kind of didn't know where to go because he couldn't cross backside anymore. And having 2 default isn't really ideal. So I think he was just kind of stuck.
No way. No way.
Keeps finding play.
And there you go. There's the Astro ulti. But meanwhile, while the Astro ulti is going up, they just punish them all here. 2 people here just like corridor of just mayhem. Everyone swinging one by one.
In a round that
Get
Sentinels
absolutely
should have had an
punished.
Absolute stranglehold on C site. Envy break through and find everything on the way in.
I think Haven doesn't need that many strats.
God tier.
Yeah, just goes huge.
Obviously, it's nice to have the option of like strats that are like heavy brute forcing onto sites, because like when you're defaulting and your kind of reactional kind of plays aren't working, it's nice to just be like, screw it, let's hit this A site. And now the comeback happens. Spoiler alert.
He's got his Seekers back on the back.
12-7, man. How'd you throw this? Sentinels are looking fairly decent. They got a Victor ulti here. How did they lose this?
Look at what Sentinels have to
Alright,
deal with.
Sentinels, cage up. Phoenix flash out of this cage again. So same thing that we saw the previous round. The Astra stuck on long. Sky ultis instantly, obtaining 3 pieces of info. Bit of a waste if you ask me. Why?
Semi-finals are waiting.
Especially because he's playing retake.
Big tickets all about.
What was the point in that? Is that a set strat? I don't think it was. I don't see the point in it.
From Sentinels, but a deep hold from him.
So Sentinels now droning up long, 3 people contacting up short. They used the camera to obviously because Sky ulti, they kind of forced him back and felt probably quite confident. I mean, Sentinels aren't, Zoms ain't even ready to do any smokes. Sentinels are just blimming contacted up short and been like, YOLO. That means that Zoms, so I actually think this is quite bad by Zoms. If you think about it, this smoke, yes, I can see him doing this, like, yes, me happy. You know? Good smoke, because this smoke, Heaven is really annoying, because if they time and peek you Heaven when you're trying to go back to long or any other position, it's a bit awkward. Now I think this smoke was put up too early, mainly because they're only just getting the bomb plant now, which means the rotations aren't all coming in. How many stars do you have? 1 more star. You could have potentially had 2 stars for this retake, either a drag here and then potentially a smoke after, but he could have had he could have had I think he could have played this a tiny bit better, but it's not the end of the world. Like, it's not like amazing difference. Shock darts coming in with the suck, so a nice little combo there, but obviously the bomb was planted here, so there was, and also the rotations were late, so the timing of the shocks and the suck were late. The drone and dog clears 2 under Heaven. The drone comes out, so you can see like a good retake coming in here. I do think Crashy's recon isn't great here. What's happened here? So Crashy's is droned in from here, but you'll see what happens here. After the drone, Crashy's decides to run to CT spawn and then just try and ping. Look, you'll see him. Instead of like finding a good recon, his teammates are already going out to... Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. The retake's a bit all over the place.
Remember him as he
It's bad because they kind of went with the drone and the dog, and because they're going with the drone and a dog, the retakes now are 3 versus something, you know? It's no longer a 5v4, it's no longer a 5v5 retake, it's now a 5v3 retake because 2 people are on utility, you know? Whereas I think the drone would have been good to scout out a lot as well with the dog, then you kind of like, it might even bait utility, and then you hit him, like the recon comes in, you go flash now, boom, let's go. The flash pings people, the smoke goes off, you know. You saw 2 under Heaven as well. Yo, can you stun under Heaven? Can you drag under Heaven, Marv? Yeah, sure, I got you, bro. So I think Envy's retake wasn't that good there, in my opinion. It was too rushed. Got loads of time on the bomb. Oh, and 10's just doing 10's things. Yeah, that was big. Okay, maybe that is also the reason why they struggled.
You've just embarrassed somebody. We'll see now. Envy back down and scraps themselves. A shorty, a sheriff, a marshal. Looking scrappy.
Yeah.
See if they can get anything done once again. Sentinel this time.
Right, so the fast drone B for Sentinels. This is a normal B take. Because Shazam's been like droning at the start, he's either been droning C, he's been droning B, he's been droning A. Actually, I don't think he's droned A at the start other than the last round. So what they're doing, he's just drone B. Obviously, Sick is following it this time. The molly goes in left side to stop people rotating in. Because I think if you smoke this, it allows people to get close and then pop flash out. Whereas they haven't opted to smoke. What they've done is just smoke the right side of B main and leaving the left side open. You know, with a reaction kind of... Oh, actually, they do end up smoking it in the end. The recon comes in backside to clear the backside. Tens now gets a plant. Obviously, Envy start pushing the extremities, but get shut down. Next round.
Real diligence being shown, and yeah, you're not given a chance to really
Within absolutely
against him. We go again.
Alright, here we go again.
well,
Very important.
crucial at this stage of the game.
Alright, so, drag here. I mean, they're always threatening the A long presence, you know, this kind of cage plus the flash combo. So I think they always drag here, by the way. So the camera comes here. So the camera, what this camera technically means is Dapper can leave A. He doesn't have to play A, he can just throw another cage and pressure it. Meanwhile, Shazam's droning into Garage for Sick to kind of make some plays. FNS actually peeking, and I think Envy are just gifting frags to Sentinels on these crucial rounds. Envy don't have any ultis, granted, but the way that you lose to Sentinels, and especially because Sentinels are using this comp, Sentinels don't have good backside pressure, you know? Sentinels have good here pressure, and not so much here actually. But Sentinels have nothing good for their backside. They have Astra, who can probably do some stuff, but their Phoenix ain't gonna do a lot. And the Sova Recon, if you break it, ain't gonna do a lot. And especially if you have a Killjoy and an Astra on C, you can. I think you should be turtling up backside. I think one person could be turtling up back here. He was playing behind the smoke. I think he asked for the smoke to go up, but the smoke was too late. So then, obviously, Six just faced. And because the smoke's not up, he can just see the guy in the corner and just peek him. So maybe there was a slight comms issue there. But I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, let's have a look. So look, this smoke is so... This is actually what we did. This is my setup as well. I made this setup back in the day. I don't know if like I was the creator of it, but I literally went on a server and created this setup with the Killjoy playing here, the turret here. So what this setup actually means is the turret shoots the garage, and as the turret shoots the garage, I ask Astra to smoke this for me, which means I can play behind the smoke, and then they don't necessarily suspect me. But look, because the turret doesn't shoot the drone, he actually shoots the drone, so he's been spotted. So that's why it's awkward, because he's been spotted and pinged by the drone. And that's why Six kind of just swung into him. What is an extremity? Sorry. So an extremity is the ends of the sides of the map, the big sides of the map. So the C's and the A longs and whatnot. It's the outsides of a map, you know? If all the action's happening here, the extremities are these sides of it, you know? Because those are where there's going to be a lot of space.
He's living on an island and ain't looking to
If that makes sense.
Carefree. Certainly not a holiday at this point, as they're about to come flooding through from.
And then Marv obviously playing this corner, but by now they've lost all their men. Marv is being asked a lot there to get a lot of kills there.
Sentinels are always so aware.
So that was rough. That was rough.
Nothing else to do.
Envy copying all your shots. Nah, I mean, I don't know. Like, all I know is that I went onto a server months ago, maybe 5 months, 6 months, January, when Killjoy came out, and I made setups like this, and they're still being used today. And I don't know if I created them myself. I didn't have any inspiration, but maybe they also did that, you know? Someone came up with the same idea as me, you know? But that would be kind of cool if people did, like, copy my ideas. Because look at me, man's not at Masters, barely scraping champions, you know? But my legacy is still being used at this event, you know? So good.
He gets caught. There it is. Now double digits found for Sentinel. Tense has turned up. He's turned it on. We're seeing Sick finding that fault.
In particular, lost bonus. Couple of times.
All right, so 12-10. Envy still don't have any impactful ultis, so it's kind of rough. The drone will be coming in. Here it comes. So once again, Sentinels are opting for this fast drone play. They have Phoenix ulti though, which is why they love doing this strat. They also have jet knives, They love hitting the CXX when they have the Phoenix ulti and the jet knives, which is what I'm thinking. So you remember that round where Phoenix ultied up here and the drone went up there? If I'm thinking that's what they love to do, so would Envious. So that's why Sentinels faked it on that first buy round. Oh, let's go back to here. So you can see now Envy don't have Marv alive, nor do they have the Astra ult. So what Sentinels love to do is they love to get this bomb down. They love to plant here apparently. They normally plant there. But what this means is everyone can spray at this spot, you know, from long. So you can see now all of Envy kind of Sentinels even leaving the bomb site. They almost got caught off. But I mean, it's an eco round. So the reason why they're doing that is because Envy are on an eco. You know, and it's playing long range against classics and whatnot is easy, you know.
And who'd have thought this after that first
Do I
half?
still think I belong to the best? Absolutely. I just think the competition's so difficult, you know. You need to make sure that everyone's in your team like working the hardest they can, and it's really hard to like get 5 other people to like work. Could they do more? Could they be working harder, you know? Like even though my work ethic is quite hard working and like I want to win, I can't control the thoughts of all my other teammates, you know? It's frustrating, but it's the reality of it. So I guess it's like a case of like accepting it and just knowing that you'll do whatever you can for yourself, you know? What did you like? As I like to say, I'll do it myself. If I want something done, I'll do it myself. What did you like? So, Sentinels here. Now they have obviously now they're going to be using all their ultis. It's the last round. They've got this Phoenix ulti. They've got the Tens ulti. FNS has his ulti though. And what NA don't seem to know, and I think this would be the perfect counter to Sentinels. Sentinels, like I said, they love to play here on Afterplant. And what a team called BDS in Europe like to do is they like to Killjoy ulti here. So they Killjoy ulti here, which then does something like this. Fuck. So the Killjoy ulti goes like this. And this would absolutely pwn Sentinels, because they wouldn't know where to go, because they all love playing around here. So then if you get this ulti off, and then you obviously use all your utility for the site, I think you can own Sentinels. But let's see what Envy do here. So Jet Knives goes out with the drone, the Astra ulti goes out, Molly back site stops people pushing in. Sick with his knife out knows that the site is clear. 10's following. He has to push because he's got like 1 second left to run it back. He dies. I do wonder if it's worth him dying there, because the chances of him getting that kill are really low. And secondly, he lost his armor, you know, for nothing, you know. He's got 150. If he goes back now with his full armor, does he keep his armor? I think he does, right? Whereas this was like, he was asking for a lot to rush into CT spawn, into that crossfire and get a kill. But now he doesn't have armor, but it doesn't matter because they still win this round. Spoiler alert. So we'll see. So Dapper with that lurk there is killer. That's a killer lurk there. But I think the reason why he's lurked there was because the site was so free. He's just Envy ultied in, so obviously they clear the site. But look, all the boys out long. They obviously know that the Killjoy ult is coming. They recon the bomb, drag the bomb, and look at them. What can you do? Envy have kind of... I'm not sure if Envy have screwed it up by smoking this. I never know what the best thing to do is, because if you smoke this, obviously you can't punish him. Look at Shazam. He's like behind the smoke, throwing shock darts. Tens is now up drafting over it, you know. I actually think Sentinels smoked it themselves just so they could happily spam at the box. All it takes is one person to ping it, and Tens is just like turned into the blooming ninja.
Two huge back-to-back rounds for him there. 29 and 13.
Minus 50 armor equals to that risk. I just don't see him getting a kill very often if he pushes that CT. Especially because his ulti time is like literally 0.1 second when he gets out.
It's so difficult. Yes, the lockdown's
Your
impressive,
accent is satisfying. Yeah,
they gain
thanks.
nothing on the back of it. The space is
I
wide
never,
enough.
you know, when I was younger, I never got told that my voice was, like,
Ooh.
very nice.
Ooh, little bit of a chase, right? They're just going
Alright, here we go. They're proper pumped, weren't they?
through it. Yeah, they'll have some banter, but I mean, they've just got pushed. Maybe a different look now. Maybe a wake-up call.
So Envy now going back to this long take. The Sky Flash plus the Jet Smoke. They get the long control. Shazam has drone back and used Recon. So if I saw the repetition of this round, Envy could go back to the C hit. But it doesn't look like, because of the fact that they're essentially going into a 3-man site hit here. They drone up short, but I think the dog is interesting here because Ye has 0 support when he's about to dash in. I would have thought Sky, instead of dogging, because there's no point dogging now, because look, Ye's off, mate. El Diablo wants to go in, bro. So I think what should have happened is Victor probably should have flashed for Ye, in my opinion. But we'll see. I mean, he's cancelled the dog now. I mean, yeah. Lost all their timing. They had a really finite time there to go on the site. I thought it was a bit risky, honestly. I think what... but look at what's happened here. I was going to say, like, when Envy took this A control and then just went C hit, it was a lot nicer and a lot more clean. But it looks like... I mean, this round's a fiesta. This is... So I think I can tell you as an IGL, what's happened here is a camera here. So Dapper's rotated all the way over. Envy wanted to brute force onto A, but the execute was just not it. They didn't really have the best of executes going into it. So because they have 0 this control, 0 this control, FNS is just called, let's just go B, because that's what I would call back in the day. Nowadays I don't really call that because it never works. So I think that's kind of what's happened to FNS's calling there. The original plan got cancelled, so then he had to kind of make it up. And B felt like the open. But B is never going to be open in that situation. You need like a breach and everyone to try and brute force onto that site. And even then you'd struggle.
Especially now slipping onto the attacking round. Again, the first.
Went from iron to silver in a week. Yeah, thanks Wayne. Glad you're improving. Alright, here we go. What are Sentinels going to do to close out this game? So the fast drone middle, it looks like. It's fast drone middle. Phoenix following it. Phoenix trying to find this kill onto Victor. Victor knows what's coming, so he flashes preemptively. The smoke comes in, meaning that Sick is probably too scared. The drone gets killed. 3 stars. Surely they're not coming into it. So this is a waste, if you ask me. Because essentially what's happened is they got no A control. So Tense is chilling here. They've used a lot of smokes. But because they've not brute forced onto the site, Envy still have a lot of their util. Astra just re-smoking the front of site. Whereas the important util from Sentinels, Zoms has 1 star to his name and he's used it to smoke garage. But because they've threatened the B hit, and because they have no A long control, what happened is the A players have rotated off to B, obviously. The people are all in garage playing B, so everyone's around here. So then for their reaction to come through here seems kind of mental, because you know that you're running into a Killjoy and an Astro who has still quite a lot of util. I know it's not in the right place, it's actually on long right now. But they're forcing this C split now, and they're just going to get shut down, because look, Envy have 4 players near and ready. And in my opinion, Sentinel's comp isn't very good at brute forcing onto a site. Their comp is about finding picks and defaulting before they get to the sites. So you'll see here, actually, Sentinels do well to break that alarm bot. And they come back to B now, but they have no smokes. Oh no, they got 1. They got 1 smoke. The dog gets cancelled. They force themselves out. Marv gets a kill, obviously, holding this angle, because they have no other utility to stop him from holding this angle. So that's a free kill. He plays time now. And he's just holding this angle and he gets another one. This one was actually a bit more difficult for him to get. The first one was free. This one was 50-50. Recon comes in. They see where they are. And now it's disaster, because look, Envy have literally 4 on the site right next to them. The overtime strats here, stream, not too great. Not too great. Obviously it's overtime. and like I can't talk fully, but I can watch and be like, yeah, this ain't the best call here. But when you're in the moment, it's a lot harder stream. What's Peppo G? Peppo G, like, yo, Peppo, you my G.
To do it as well. Getting them with another shot at this.
Alright, next round.
It's just inseparable between these two. Sentinel just went on such a tear, but
So, Envy opting for a fast drone up short here. They really want to shut down 10s. Make sure he can't get any long control. Boom. So they push 10s off short now. So this means that they have this control. But they haven't pushed Shazam off A. However, it doesn't matter. Because this drone was all a ruse. They wanted to find out where 10s was. So they found out where 10s was. But meanwhile, they were actually wanting to contact up on the B. So essentially this drone, the idea of the drone was to rotate the B player over. So they had 3 on A, which means 1 and 1 or 1 and 1, you know? Or B is empty. It could have been like 1 and 1, 0, 3, you know? So B is now empty. What is this? Double trips in garage. Dapper, you lost the plot, mate. But I'll allow it because you beat us. So has he really lost the plot? Sick. That was mighty aggressive. I don't think that's the info play you want to see this round. Yay, updrafting, dashing onto the site. I don't know if the dash was needed, but I mean, he doesn't know if there was anyone else on the site. Victor gets the bomb plant down. They play after plant. I don't know how many nanos they got on the bomb, but I imagine they've got 1 on the bomb at least. Dogs up through garage. Yay's in a really good spot. Victor getting ready to flash. I'm not a fan of the flashes personally. I think they're way too soon. But he wasn't to know if they were pushing in yet. I would have personally used Ye as a point of contact. Because now if he had a flash, imagine Dapper and Zombs coming in now. He flashes and he can just swing these two. And unfortunately he dies, you know? And all the site players are dead. They didn't play this very well whatsoever, the site players. I think Ye did his job. I think Victor could have done better. And I think FNS shouldn't even be on the site. That's my analysis.
Where's that follow-up just come from? And now look what's left. Marved and Crashes, you're going to clutch us out again.
So, obviously, Marved and Crashes. Marved doing really well to spray at the smoke. They dragged them off the bomb as well to delay more time. Crashes playing really well here. Shock darts onto the bomb. Marv's actually wall banging. This is a big kill by Dapper. But Crashes getting that kill and the transfer. Huge. That was close. That was close.
Oh my word. Envy strike back. What was that?
This guy's been so clutch through this entire event.
That's a big round. That's a big clutch by Crashes.
Envy have now got themselves back.
Alright, so Sentinels didn't look very good in their overtime. The dono scared me. Oh, sorry. I'll have a check in a sec. So, Sentinels didn't look very good in their first overtime at attack side. They don't have ultis to play with, which is a problem. I think... What would I call here? I mean, I'm looking at the minimap, so I know exactly what to call, but... I'm not sure. They were getting a lot of success on C, so I think they should really opt for the C. But they need to make sure that they shut down this A control first, so they're doing that. A fast drone up A short, plus there's flash out. So what's happened here? Fast flash up A short. Flash out the door here. Meaning that, hey, we've got short control and we're flashing you out of long. However, as a reply, Sova just drones back and says, you actually, no one's even here. But Sick actually getting that kill is big. Let's see how Crashes reacts to that. Holy moly, that was big. That's a big kill by... Why did Sick run forward? I think he wanted the timing, but I just don't... This ain't it, son. This ain't it. You don't go here to... Just go into your little cubby. But Crashes could have probably shock darted that too, maybe. Oh, that's big. Crashes just being very aggressive towards his long, catching Sick there with a shock dart and then just swinging. Big dick swinging onto Shazam. Shazam gets shut down, probably looking at the minimap trying to call. Trying to get 10s and Zombs back. And this crossfire is brutal. This angle here that Crashes is in is S tier. Especially because Sova's dead, so no recon's going to clear him out. The only counter is people walking up and clearing it. But then they also have to be careful of like Actually, not that angle. But they have to be careful if someone jump spotting here, or like the threat of someone swinging this, you know. So I think Crush's angle is really good if Peems rush. It's a bit risky here, but let's see. He's ready for it. Look, you can see him jiggling. Tens obviously didn't clear it as carefully because probably he was scared of backside. He actually pulls out. This is cuckoo. This is what I do sometimes, and I get punished for it. But because Zoms is so scared about this angle, he's like jiggling, and Dapper's trying to trade it. Meanwhile, FNS has got the crossfire anyway, and Dapper's about to fly, mate. Look, I give him race lines. He's flying, mate. Flying back home. See ya. No, I'm joking. I don't mean to be rude. I am at home, you know. Like, well, I can't talk. But it does look quite funny, the Cypher flying there. And that's it. It's a shame because Sentinels had such a good like T-side comeback just for their overtime, like kind of like cooling, just to not be that great. They're still a very good team despite that. And that is the end of this VOD review. Hope everyone enjoyed it. My voice is kind of dead now. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment if you want some of this lovely content.